File Prime Minister Justin Trudeau attends a bilateral meeting with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi during the G20 Summit in New Delhi, India. Sunday, September 10, 2023. The Biden administration is watching the dispute between Canada and India with concern. Some officials worried that this could upend a U.S. strategy for the Indo-Pacific to blunt China's influence there and elsewhere. Washington. The Biden administration is eyeing the dispute between Canada-India with concern, and some officials worry it could upend a U.S. strategy for the Indo-Pacific to blunt China's influence there elsewhere. But U.S. officials have also repeatedly called on India to cooperate with the investigation. These calls have been ignored by India, which has so far denied the allegations. Behind the scenes, U.S. officials say they believe Trudeau's claims are true, and they worry that Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi may adopt tactics to silence opposition. Figures on foreign soil similar to those used by Russia, Iran, Saudi Arabia and North Korea, all of which face similar accusations. Canada-India, both a Pacific nation and key NATO ally that shares the world's longest undefended border with the United States, are critical to forming a united democratic front for U.S.-led efforts to counter China's growing assertiveness. In addition to countering Russia's war in Ukraine, ministration has focused most on treating China as a rival and the potential international threat it poses. President Joe Biden has hailed the formation of the so-called Quad as an important part of that effort, although it is worst-case scenario envisaged by U.S. policymakers. Fear is that dispute will escalate same way as Britain's row with Russia over poisoning of former Russian spy Sergei Skripal and his daughter in Salisbury, England, 2018. In this case, England accused Russia of attempting an assassination attempt on its own soil and expelled 23 Russian diplomats from the country. It also demanded similar actions from its NATO allies and European partners, and nearly all agreed to do so. The United States, in solidarity with its British ally, expelled 60 Russian diplomats and ordered the closure of Russia's consulate in Seattle. He responded with reciprocal actions, including the closing of the U.S. consulate in St. Petersburg. Shortly after Trudeau went public with his allegations last month and expelled a top Indian diplomat, U.S. officials decided Canada would go full Skripal with mass diplomatic expulsions and demand. Same as the British did in 2018, he started to worry about possibility of giving up. Let its allies do the same. If Canada is asked to expel large numbers of Indian diplomats, the United States will have no choice but to comply, these officials said. This could lead to a rupture in US-India relations and the possibility of India scaling back its cooperation with the Quartet or withdrawing entirely. Right now, there's relief the situation hasn't gotten to that point yet.